Hello guys, welcome to Eric Monda Capital, and today we are going to talk about the difference correlation that exists between the currencies, between the indices, and also between the commodities. So the candlestick you see here, candlestick graph you see here, the red and is it blue or green? Yeah, the red and blue is Euro USD. The green line graph you see is actually the pound versus the US dollar. So correlation means how do these pairs relate. So for a pair like the Euro US dollar versus the pound and US dollar, they are actually correlated in that when the Euro US dollar climbs, we expect also the GBP USD to climb, which is actually the case. You can look at it here. When we have a peak on the pound and the US dollar here at the green line graph, and then you look at the Euro USD on the candlestick, you see it actually matches here. Let us see way back how it was, from even 2012, from even September 2011. Let's look at that. Look, there is a good relationship between the pound US dollar and the Euro US dollar here, in that when it climbs, the Euro USD dollar climbs the pound to US dollar also climbs. When it falls, you can see here the Euro USD falls. When it climbs, it actually climbs. When it falls. When it climbs, the Euro USD also too climbs. When it falls here, the Euro USD also has fallen here. When it's at its peak here, there is also a peak at the Euro USD. Look at it here. Actually, this is what I'm talking about. Very smooth, very nice. This is actually the good relationship between the pound USD and the Euro USD. Actually, I like to call them brothers or sisters, whatever. So related, The difference is the difference in pips with GBP USD and the Euro USD. You might find that with the pound USD, it actually offers in terms of reversals and in terms of breaking new support or resistances, it actually offers more pips. On average, you might get that the Euro USD might have given on a day 50 pips, but the pound and the US dollar gives almost 1.52 times of that on average. You can actually see by the graph. So we're also going to see how now this pound and this Euro USD, they mimic almost the same behavior. The difference is just some very small pips, but the behavior is almost the same, as you can see here. So we are going to add the index. What actually we call it the Europe powerhouse is actually the DAX. DAX is actually an index from Germany. And Germany is actually the powerhouse of Europe. So when you hear that Germany is wailing, expect the euro to toil. When you hear that Germany, the DAX is doing good, expect the euro also to do good. And you can see here. Let me now put off the pound with the US dollar, and then we can look at the DAX in relation to the Euro USD. So let's move back. Let 2010. That's fine even. So here, as the DAX rises, the DAX is the purple line graph. Euro USD, the candlestick graph, rises. A small trough here and a small base here too. A small peak here and a little bit peak here too. A peak here, a peak on Euro USD. So you can see its behavior. When the DAX falls, Euro USD falls. Euro is the base currency, so the euro falls, which in turn forces Euro USD to fall. I hope you get that point. When the euro climbs, you expect the graph Euro USD to climb too. When the euro falls, you expect Euro USD to fall too. When the US dollar climbs in a setting such as this, the euro and the US dollar, so when this pair When this climbs, we expect the euro on the other hand to be falling. So the graph for euro USD will automatically be falling. So when the US dollar is weak, we expect the euro to be strong, and thus the euro USD graph will point upwards. Yeah, you can see all this here. You can see with this graph, you can see all this here from this point here and this point on euro USD up to this point here. And actually, okay, they do correlate, but not to 100%. You should get that. Give it 60 to 70% of the time they will correlate, and it does so very nicely. Yeah, so up to here, from here you can see it was a nice correlation up to here. Yeah, you can see, and then it fell, and then the euro USD also fell, and then the DAX climbed, but the euro USD continued to fall. So it's not 100% correlation, but rather I would put it at 60 to 70% correlation. Yeah, a fall here, a nice fall here too. Yeah, so that's essentially what the basics of correlation is. Yeah, and we can see that the DAX is actually on the rise. Yeah, and so we expect also in the coming week for euro USD a small drawdown, then up we go. Yeah, in relation to the DAX. The DAX is the powerhouse of the euro, remember that. So we are going to compare now the S&P 500 in relation to this currency, euro USD, also the relation of the US dollar with S&P 500. So as S&P 500 goes up, the euro USD goes up, meaning the US dollar weakens as the S&P 500 goes up. And remember, it's not 100% that when the S&P 500 goes up, we expect the dollar to weaken. No. Put it at 60 to 70% accuracy. Okay? Yeah? So you can see at a point like this, from here and here to here and here. Actually, the euro USD was falling, but S&P 500 was gaining. Yeah. Yeah. But for instances like this, you can see there was a fall here as the S&P 500 was falling. So when the S&P 500 fell, the dollar gained and the euro lost, so the euro USD graph went down. Yeah. So you can say that the US dollar and the S&P 500 are actually inversely correlated. Yeah, they are indirectly correlated or inversely correlated. Yeah. So let's look at it on a short-term basis. Here there was so many. There was no actually good correlation here because there were a lot of fundamental news. With Trump getting out of the office, Biden getting the presidential elect votes and winning the electoral college, and also the corona crisis. We are seeing higher and higher numbers of COVID cases, so we expect the USD to weaken for a while, also as a safe haven and also as a currency itself. Yeah, so let's look at also Nasdaq. I'm not removing the S&P 500, which is in this light pink, and then this gray one is actually the Nasdaq. Yeah, the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq and the SP 500 actually also behave the same. You can see here they're actually on almost the same point. And remember that it's not that we cannot say that it's 100% accurate, but it's in between 60 to 70% accurate. Yeah, so we can see the Nasdaq is falling as the euro USD is going up. Yeah. Let's see it on a broader range from even 2.8. Yeah, you can see actually the Nasdaq and the SP 500, which is this one, and the Euro USD, yeah, how the relationships work, yeah. And so remember that when the Nasdaq climbs, the US dollar weakens, and thus it climbs with the Euro USD graph climbs with it because of the weakening of the dollar. You can also compare that with the Dow Jones, the one popular index people actually identify which is actually the blue, and we can see it's actually at par with S&P 500, which is actually the tech index, yeah. So S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, when they go up, most of the times, not all the times, most of the times, we expect the dollar to weaken, and thus pairs like Euro USD, they will go up. Pairs like Great Britain pound and the USD, they will go up. Pairs like the Audi Australian dollar and the US dollar will go up, yeah. So we expect things like that. So you can actually see it's actually pretty basic, but if you are patient enough, it's actually one of also the most simplest method to trade. Actually, if you are position trader, meaning that if you can hold your trades for a month or 2 or 3 months or even a year, if the markets are on your side, is actually one of the best how can I call it, one of the best analysis you can do in partaking to those indices. Yeah, you can actually put another one. This was the purple one is the Europe's powerhouse, Germany, yeah, the DAX, yeah. And also we can look at how the USD Japanese yen in relation to the Dow Jones, how they do. So you're going to come back to gold in a few, so let me take a look at that very quickly, very quickly. Yeah, so when you look at the USD Japanese yen, is actually now indirect, I'll put it inversely related to the GBP USD, and also inversely related to the euro and the US dollar. So when the euro US dollar climbs, you expect the US dollar Japanese yen to go down, yeah. And also it's directly related with the Dow Jones. So when the Dow Jones go up or when Nasdaq goes up, we expect the USD Japanese yen to actually go up, yeah. Oh, no, sorry, go down, sorry, yeah. And so we can actually look at the graph. Only with USD Japanese yen and Euro USD. You can see actually see it here, yeah. It's actually directly opposite to the Euro USD and GBP USD. Let me even add GBP USD. Yeah, you can actually see up direct opposite. Ikipanda juu ingine inashuka. Yeah, so let me now touch a bit with gold. Gold actually and Euro USD are directly related in that when gold goes up, we expect Euro USD to go up too. When gold goes down, we expect Euro USD to go too. So you can see it was actually on the down. It was going down. I'm using the weekly time frame. It was actually going down, yeah. You can see here. It's actually also it was going down for a while. On this here, you can see a relationship here. Here we can see a relationship here. Yeah. So guys, more will come on the relationship of all these indices and also how to spot the basic pattern. But for now, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube at Eric Mwenda Capital, or also follow us. You can also contact us via the website www.ericmwendacapital.com. Cheers guys.